Our top story now, the government's big signal on simultaneous national and state elections countrywide. A new committee has been appointed to look into the issues, headed by none other than India's former president, Ram Nath Kovind, a move that's raised eyebrows as well. This news comes a day after the centre announced a special session of the parliament from September 18th to 22nd. While the idea of one nation, one poll is to reduce the burden of numerous elections, there are many challenges ahead. Megha reports.
A big announcement today. A committee under former President Ram Nath Kovind to assess the viability of one nation, one election. The move to form the committee comes a day after the government announced a special session of the parliament from 18th to 22nd September. However, it is not yet clear if one nation, one election is on the agenda for the special session.
अभी तो कमेटी रचाया गया है। कमेटी रचाने के बाद इसका कमेटी का रिपोर्ट आएगा। कमेटी का रिपोर्ट पब्लिक डोमेन में चर्चा होगा। अगर पार्लियामेंट में जब आता है, पार्लियामेंट में चर्चा होगा। पार्लियामेंट प्रबुद्ध है, भारत देश का प्रजाप्रभुत्व एकदम मैच्योर्ड है, प्रबुद्ध प्रजाप्रभुत्व है, उसमें चर्चा होगा। इतना घबराने का क्या बात है? हम देश दुनिया के बहुत बड़ा प्रजाप्रभुत्व, वी आर द लार्जेस्ट डेमोक्रेसी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड।
वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन ही आज की आवश्यकता है। बार बार इलेक्शन विकास के कार्यों में बाधा पैदा करती है।
From including it in their manifesto to building a chorus on simultaneous election, the Bharatiya Janata Party has expressed its seriousness. Benefits include a check on the poll expenses, reduced burden on administrative setup and security forces, timely implementation of government policies. Administrative machinery can be engaged in developmental activities rather than electioneering. Voters will be able to judge the policies and programs of the government both at the state and at the centre. Also, it will be easy for the voters to determine which political party promised what and how it actually implemented it. However, there is criticism of the concept too, on the grounds that it goes against the federal spirit of our democracy.
ये केवल संविधान में संशोधन राज्यसभा और लोकसभा में हो जाए उससे संभव नहीं, राज्यों को भी स्वीकृति देनी पड़ेगी। पर जो राज्य बीजेपी के हैं वो वहाँ अपनी विधानसभा बंद कर सकते हैं, जैसे कि हरियाणा हो गया, महाराष्ट्र हो गया, ये इनकी सरकार तो एक लाइन का आपको कैबिनेट में प्रस्ताव पास करना कि विधानसभा बंद करो, बंद हो जाए।
और ये फेयर इलेक्शन जो हम मांग रहे हैं, ये टालने के लिए ये वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन का ये फंडा लेकर आए और ये मुझे लगता है एक षड्यंत्र है चुनाव आगे ढकेलने के लिए।
वन नेशन वन इलेक्शन के हम समर्थक हैं, लेकिन उसकी कमेटी का गठन जिस वक्त किया गया है वो अनटाइमली है और इसका कोई पर्पस पूरा नहीं होगा। ये ध्यान बटाने की एक्सरसाइज।
बीजेपी इज एन ऑब्सेशन, वन नेशन वन कल्चर, वन नेशन वन रिलीजन, वन नेशन वन लैंग्वेज, वन नेशन वन टैक्स, now one nation one election, then one nation one party, one nation one leader.
While much is not known about the government's plans, according to sources, the mandate of Kovind's committee is to explore the practicality of the move and to devise a way to facilitate simultaneous polls while engaging with leaders cutting across party lines. With Bureau Inputs, Megha Prasad for NDTV.
We also spoke to constitutional law expert Arghya Sen Gupta on how challenging it will be to bring about the constitutional changes necessary for simultaneous polls.
So what we understand is that simultaneous elections cannot take place within the existing constitutional framework of the country. So in case the government decides to go ahead with this, what are the changes that would be required and what kind of efforts will be put in?
Yeah, I think first it's imperative to clarify that simultaneous elections is a good thing that the constitution itself envisaged. So when our first election was held in 1951-52, it was an election to the Lok Sabha as well as to all the states that were around at that point of time. It's only that the cycle got broken as state governments either lost confidence or were dismissed, and many state governments were dismissed during the Indira Gandhi period and thereafter as well. So simultaneous elections is not a new idea. It is reverting to an old idea. First, But getting back to that old idea is constitutionally a bit challenging. So the short answer to your question is that it will require a constitutional amendment to Article 173, which says that every state legislature shall be in existence for a period of 5 years from the time of its first meeting. And it also requires a corresponding amendment to the Lok Sabha. Now, where it gets tricky is that this amendment has to be done not only by Parliament but by a majority of the state legislatures. So we have to do it in at least 14 states. So getting that kind of constitutional amendment through, especially now close to general elections, is going to be difficult. So the idea of one nation, one poll is a good idea. It's sound in principle but tricky to implement in practice.
The opposition's India alliance will contest the 2024 Lok Sabha elections together as far as possible, the bloc said today, the final day of its meeting in Mumbai. The wording of the alliance's resolution, however, has sparked questions over how united they really are. There were also reports of differences over a political resolution, with Mamata Banerjee opposing a commitment to caste census. Sohit reports.
A message of unity, but with some riders, at the third India Alliance meeting in Mumbai. A key resolution: all parties will try to contest the 2024 Lok Sabha election together, but this bit added at the end, as far as possible. A 14-member coordination committee has been formed to work out challenges like a possible common minimum program and the thorny problem of seat sharing across the country.
This stage represents 60% of the Indian population. If the parties on this stage unite, it is impossible for the BJP to win an election.
But the wording of the India Alliance's resolution, in particular, as far as possible bit, has raised eyebrows and spawned questions, specifically of the kind the grouping was meant to answer: just how united is the opposition?
Another moment of apparent discord was struck by Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who opposed the political resolution as it included caste-based census. On the other hand, JDU, RJD and Samajwadi Party wanted caste-based census to be included in the resolution. The another talk was of the India logo to be revealed. That too did not happen in the Mumbai meet.
The India meeting coincided with the centre announcing a 5-day special parliament session in 2 weeks without revealing the agenda, and formed a panel headlined by ex-President Ram Nath Kovind on One Nation, One Election.
कि अब तेजी से हम लोग अभी से शुरू कर देंगे. अब कोई ठिकाना नहीं है. चुनाव समय के पहले भी हो सकता है. कोई ठीक नहीं है. इसलिए हम लोगों को भी तो अलर्ट रहना पड़ेगा.
आज तीसरी मीटिंग संपन्न हुई और दिन ब दिन इंडिया मजबूत होते जा रहा है और हम सारे लोगों ने तय किया है कि आने वाले चुनाव में हम तानाशाही के खिलाफ लड़ेंगे. हम जितने सारे जुमलेबाज हैं उनके खिलाफ लड़ेंगे. हम भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ेंगे. भय मुक्त भारत के लिए हम सारे लोग इकट्ठा आए हैं.
Also on the cards, joint political rallies across the country. With Sohit Mishra in Mumbai, Bureau Report, NDTV.
In Maharashtra, protest was called in Jalna to press for reservation for the Maratha community, but the protest turned violent. Violence broke out after the police resorted to a lathi charge to disperse the crowd, and an escalation of tensions there. Buses were also set on fire near Solapur. This after this protest that was taking place, pressing for reservation for the Maratha community. And this protest had been ongoing, but the police then indulged in a lathi charge, which then saw a reaction from the crowds, and some of those protesters injured as well, and buses then set on fire. News now from Manipur, which is witnessing a fresh spell of violence with a heavy exchange of fire between two sides in the borders of Bishnupur and Churachandpur district for the past 3 days. 8 deaths have been reported, 20 people have been injured. The Assam Rifles chief has even said that the situation is unprecedented, with both sides having access to so many weapons.
An ambulance rushes to Churachandpur district hospital carrying 2 persons injured in firing. After a fortnight's lull, there has been an exchange of firing since Wednesday on the volatile borders of Churachandpur and Bishnupur districts. Security forces say the situation is unprecedented.
The situation that we are facing in Manipur is very unprecedented. We have never faced anything of this kind in our long years of history. Today when I see, I think the biggest challenge is the large number of weapons that are out in both the communities.
Attempted arson was foiled near Lemakong in Kangkopi district. Since Wednesday evening, Churachandpur has been completely shut in response to a protest call by Kuki Zomi tribe groups.
Also, we extended the shutdown today also because there is firing happening early in the morning also. So yesterday alone we have 4 casualties from the Kukis outside.
Full effort to restore peace in the state of Manipur through various means. We are also requesting to the religious people, we are also social activists, political personality, as well, doing our best.
But security experts warn violence could escalate.
This is just one of those to keep the pot boiling. The new phase will possibly start off once the monsoons are over and the dry spell comes in when in the military we call it the campaigning season. Here it cannot be a classical campaigning season, but it definitely facilitates military operations when there is no more rain.
For now, it seems peace is elusive for Manipur. With K. Mangte in Churachandpur and BM Sanju in Imphal, in Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary, NDTV.
News now from Lucknow, and the body of a 30-year-old man was found at a house owned by Union Minister and BJP MP Kaushal Kishore on the outskirts of Lucknow. Vinay Srivastava died of a gunshot wound, and the pistol used in the shooting belongs to the minister's son, Vikas Kishore. Srivastava was a close friend of Vikas, and his brother has alleged that he was murdered.
Murder at the Lucknow home of Union Minister and BJP MP Kaushal Kishore. The body of 30-year-old Vinay Srivastava was found this morning at 4 a.m. at one of the homes owned by the minister. The minister himself does not stay here. A pistol recovered from the spot is licensed to Vikas Kishore, the Union Minister's son and a friend of the victim. Minister Kaushal Kishore claims his son Vikas was not present in the house at the time of the incident. The victim's brother agrees, but has alleged a conspiracy.
वो पूरा पिस्टल भी उनको ले जाना चाहिए था, उनका पिस्टल भी घर पे था और उनको भी जैसे उसमें था कि जब दिल्ली जाते कहीं भी जाते थे तो उसको लेके जाते थे। कल वो क्यों नहीं उसको लेके गए और क्यों अपना पिस्टल भी नहीं लेके गए? सब कुछ ये सोची समझी साजिश है और बस सब कुछ यही करता हूँ, मेरे भाई को क्यों मारा?
जब कहीं बाहर जाता था तो पिस्टल रख करके ही जाना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि उसका लाइसेंस जो है केवल उत्तर प्रदेश का, और फ्लाइट से लेकर के जा भी नहीं सकता। कैसे हथियार मिला ये वो लड़के जो पुलिस ले गई है वो बता पाएंगे कि उनको हथियार उनके हाथ में कैसे आया।
The police have registered an FIR and the 6 people who were in the house at the time are being questioned. In Lucknow, Alok Pandey, NDTV.
Ahead of state elections later this year, political realignments in Madhya Pradesh, the Shivpuri area of the region, has emerged as the new centre of ex-congressmen leaving the BJP to rejoin the Congress ahead of assembly elections, the home turf of at least 4 powerful leaders, including Union Ministers Jyotiraditya Scindia and Narendra Singh Tomar.
Virendra Raghuvanshi joined the BJP from the Congress in 2013 and was elected MLA from Kolaras in 2018. Now he has quit the BJP. Here's why.
बीजेपी की रीति और नीति सिंधिया जी के साथ सरकार बनाने के बाद पूरी बिगड़ गई। जोड़ तोड़ के बाद सारी की सारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सिद्धांत दब गए।
Weeks after 2 Scindia loyalist BJP leaders Baijnath Yadav and Rakesh Gupta quit the Saffron party to return to the Congress, sitting MLA Raghuvanshi, who was also a member of the state BJP executive, has also quit. It was Scindia who had ensured a Congress ticket for Raghuvanshi from Shivpuri Assembly seat in 2007 by elections, and in 2008 Assembly polls. He won the by-polls but lost in 2008. In 2013 again he lost to Jyotiraditya Scindia's aunt BJP candidate Yashodhara Raje Scindia.
चुनाव के माहौल में आवागमन चलती रहती है, पर जिन लोगों ने अपने मूल्यों और सिद्धांतों के आधार पर एक ऐसी सरकार को स्थापित की मध्य प्रदेश में, और उसका फल आज मध्य प्रदेश में हमें देखने को मिल रहा है।
Though Raghuvanshi did not make his plans clear, sources close to him said that he might return to Congress eyeing to contest against Yashodhara Raje Scindia. According to sources, not only Raghuvanshi but two BJP MLAs from Vindhya, Mahakaushal and Bundelkhand have kept their resignations ready.
बहुत सारे मेरे से संपर्क में बीजेपी के भी, मैं उन्हें एक ही बात कह रहा हूँ, हमारा स्थानीय संगठन से स्वीकृति देती, हमारा स्थानीय संगठन अगर राजी हो तब हम करेंगे।
Before this, Deepak Joshi, son of former Chief Minister Kailash Joshi, former MLA Radhelal Baghel, former MLA Kunwar Dhruv Pratap Singh, Yadavendra Singh, son of former MLA Deshraj Singh and Samandar Singh Patel have joined the Congress. With camera person Raju Batham, Anurag Dwari for NDTV.
A big feat for digital India. UPI transactions in the nation crossed 10 billion in August. UPI is used for immediate money transfer through mobile devices round the clock, and NPCI is an umbrella organization for all retail payment systems in India. Sakshi Bajaj with the details.
India's instant payment system, the Unified Payments Interface, has crossed the 10 billion mark in August for the first time. In fact, UPI's road to 10 billion has been rapid ever since 2016, from the launch to the first billion in 2019, and since then a fresh landmark for the payment system each year. In fact, IT Minister also tweeting and saying Digital India has achieved a new record. The number of transactions now, which have risen by over 55% from a year earlier. It is also interesting to note here that the overall value of transactions also registered a growth of 41% year on year. Now remember, UPI is seen as India's big leap in financial inclusion and social transformation, and this is evident with the UPI system being adopted in UAE, Bhutan, Nepal, France, Singapore and Malaysia, and several other nations already discussing the introduction of UPI with India to promote ease of doing business.
And finally, India's golden boy Neeraj Chopra speaks to NDTV on winning the World Athletics Championship gold medal, and he says winning the tournament was a team effort, and he also wants more people to follow sports.
नीरज, एक जो बड़ी बात है कि जो पिछले 4-5 साल में हुआ, 85 प्लस आपका हमेशा रहा है, और जो आपको जैसे वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप की बात करते हैं, जब आप वहां से आए तो ये पता चला कि आपको ग्रॉइन इंजरी भी थी, और आप इतना रिलीव्ड मैंने आपको ओलंपिक्स के बाद भी नहीं देखा था। आपको लगता है वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स का जो मेडल था, गोल्ड मेडल, ये आपके करियर का सबसे मुश्किल भी था और सबसे आपके लिए बड़ा रहा?
नहीं जी, देखो ओलंपिक्स भी अपने आप में मेरे लिए बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट थे, और ओलंपिक्स ही सबसे बड़ा गेम होता है एक एथलीट की लाइफ में। वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप इसलिए मुश्किल था कि मैं जस्ट इंजरी से रिकवर कर रहा हूँ इस साल, और इंजरी हो गई थी बीच में। टोक्यो में मैं बिल्कुल ठीक था और वहां पे मैं अच्छे से मैं compete कर पा रहा था। यहाँ पे थोड़ा माइंड में मेरे हमेशा एक चीज थी इंजरी को लेके, तो उसके साथ उस चीज को माइंड में रख के और फिर गोल्ड जीतना वो बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था। और काफी अच्छा था कि गोल्ड जीते, और वहां पे कुछ थ्रोज थी वो काफी ठीक भी रही, 86, 87, 88 ऐसे सीरीज थी, तो अच्छा था।
नीरज, एक बार आपने वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में अभी कहा था कि आपको थोड़ा सा टेक्निक चेंज करना पड़ा, आपको बहुत चीजें आपने सीखी हैं, जैसे आप अंग्रेजी बहुत अच्छा बोल रहे हैं, ज्ञान मार्को के साथ मैंने देखा बहुत अच्छी अंग्रेजी में आप उससे बातचीत कर रहे थे, आपके जेवलिन के ऊपर से वो हाई जंप भी कर रहे थे जी। सॉरी,
बस कोशिश करता हूँ कि बातें समझ के उनको अपनी बातें समझा सकूं। परफेक्ट तो मैं बिल्कुल नहीं हूँ इंग्लिश में, बस ये कि अपनी जो बात बोलनी है वो समझा सकता हूँ, क्योंकि बाहर बोलनी ही पड़ती है अपने लोगों के साथ। तो मैं हिंदी में बात करता हूँ, लेकिन यहाँ पे फिर मुझे एक ट्रांसलेटर चाहिए होता है, तो हर जगह ट्रांसलेटर नहीं मिलता, तो मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि खुद ही संभाल लूं चीजें।
नहीं, आप बहुत अच्छा सीखते हैं, और मैंने ऐसा बहुत कम प्लेयर देखा है इंडिया में जिसका जूनियर लेवल से भी इन्फ्लुएंस हो। तेजस्वी शंकर बहुत बड़े प्लेयर बने हैं, वो बोलते हैं कि नहीं मुझे नीरज से कंपेयर मत कीजिए। और मैं बहुत सारे एथलीट से डिफरेंट स्पोर्ट के, तेजस्वी शंकर पहले हाई जंप पर थे, अब डेकाथलीट हो गए हैं, तो बहुत सारे ये हैं।
सबसे बड़ी बात नीरज जो है, जो एक जैवलिन रिवॉल्यूशन जैसी बात है, जैसे पहले फिनलैंड सबसे पावरफुल था, यूरोप बहुत पावरफुल था, अमेरिका, ट्रिनिडाड टोबागो इसके मेडल आते थे, लेकिन अब 6 में से 3 इंडियन क्वालिफाई कर रहे हैं, 10 ऐसे इंडियन हैं जो 80+ फेंक रहे हैं। ये जैवलिन रिवॉल्यूशन आपको और आपकी टीम के साथ कैसे आप इसको देखते हैं?
नहीं, मुझे तो लगता है जी कि जो एक टाइम आया था फिनलैंड का, जर्मनी का जो एक टाइम था, वो मुझे लगता है कि अभी इंडिया में आने वाला है, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि अपने वहां पे बहुत ज्यादा टैलेंट है, नेचुरल एक फास्ट आर्म है अपने इंडियन लोगों की, इंडियन बच्चों की। तो जेवलिन का वही होता है कि हमको जितना ज्यादा हम तेज थ्रो कर सके उतना ही अच्छा है, जितना फास्ट आर्म हो। बाकी टेक्निक की चीजें होती हैं, स्ट्रेंथ होती है, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है, तो वो चीजों पे काम किया जा सकता है। लेकिन एक नेचुरल जो टैलेंट होता है कि आपकी स्पीड होनी चाहिए और आपकी आर्म फास्ट होनी चाहिए, तो वो अपने अंदर टैलेंट है।